I think it's very important, though, that we respect other countries' decisions about the issues that they face. India is a sovereign nation. I'm not going to tell India what to do.
I was just reading a report today that in the month of March, Europe has bought, I think, 15% more oil and gas from Russia than it did the month before. If you look at the major buyers of oil and gas from Russia, I think you'd find most of them are in Europe.
We are ending our dependence on Russian oil by the end of this year, but we're also looking to achieve a timetable with the G7. We've got a meeting of the G7 later this week. I think it's very important, though, that we respect other countries' decisions about the issues that they face. India is a sovereign nation. I'm not going to tell India what to do. What I've said is, as a member of the UK government that has signed up to the Budapest Memorandum, I feel a strong responsibility on behalf of the United Kingdom to take all the action we can to support the people of Ukraine. But that is not the same as going around telling other countries what to do.
I was just reading a report today that in the month of March, Europe has bought, I think, 15% more oil and gas from Russia than it did the month before. If you look at the major buyers of oil and gas from Russia, I think you'd find most of them are in Europe. We ourselves get the bulk of our energy supplies from the Middle East, about 7.5%, 8% of our oil from the US. In the past, maybe less than 1% from Russia. When oil prices go up, I think it's natural for countries to go out into the market and look for what are good deals for their people. But I am pretty sure if we wait 2 or 3 months and actually look at who are the big buyers of Russian gas and oil,
and the fact I'm here for the third time in just over a year, I think demonstrates the United Kingdom's commitment to the Indo-Pacific, to our relationship with India. And I think strengthening the relationship with India is more important than it has ever been, precisely because we are living in a more insecure world, precisely because we have seen Putin's appalling invasion of Ukraine and violation of Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity and the shattering of European security. And of course, it's vitally important for freedom and democracy in Europe that we challenge Putin and we ensure that he loses in Ukraine. But we also need to think more widely about the message it would send across the globe if Putin was successful. If he was able to have success invading a sovereign nation, what message would that send to other aggressors around the world? And I think it's very significant in the sanctions that have been applied on Russia, along with the weapons that are being supplied to Ukraine in their fight for freedom, is that we are seeing an alliance of the G7, including Japan, putting on sanctions, and we're also seeing countries like Australia, South Korea, and Singapore participate in those sanctions, because I think countries across the world regardless of their specific status or structure, understand there is a fundamental problem if an aggressor can get away with invading a sovereign nation?
I think the world's changed in many ways. Obviously, one part of it is the conflict in Ukraine itself, the politics of the conflict, what it has done in terms of challenges for diplomacy and policies of various countries. We in India had a particular immediate concern, which was we had about 22,000 students there. Getting them out safely was quite a challenge. And a lot of Ukraine's neighbors were extremely helpful to us in that process. And that's now largely behind us. I think the real problems are still to come, certainly for our part of the world. We are seeing the impact of the conflict on energy prices, on commodities. There would be other disruptions. If the financial world is disrupted and the logistics world is disrupted, and the markets are in a turmoil, I mean, all of this is going to have consequences in the rest of the world, and I think we're seeing that.